live direct from the A&R studios. It's the Empire of Nerd podcast. Here's your host, the Pokétrooper.
Yes, and thank you, lovely system, again for that wonderful intro. I am your host, the Pokétrooper. And with me, as always, is the oh-so-sexual Dr. Snake.
What's up, baby?
How's it going, Dr. Snake?
I'm good, man. How about you?
Not bad. Anything new going on at home?
Nothing too crazy. I did see the trailer that they actually are gonna release Spawn for Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh, nice.
It looks fucking good, man. Like they showed 3 costumes. Like one of them, I think it's like the original one. Well, actually, one is the original one from the comics. The other one looked like from the movie.
Uh-huh.
And then the other one looked like that, like the bandana, and he had like his bullets across his chest and stuff like that.
Nice,
dude. That fatalities and like when he does like the Bones Breaker, move, I guess. It's fucking dope, dude. So
That's
dope.
cool. I gotta check that out. I haven't actually seen that.
Yeah, man. So dope.
That's cool. That's cool.
man. How about you?
Oh, not much, man. Just been, still trying to catch up on the Attack on Titan with a lovely assistant. That's going good. We actually blew through the first, the 3 seasons out there right now. I think we hit up to the point where it's subtitled, so I think we're gonna wait a little bit. So I think the dubs are gonna come out next month or so.
That's how I am exactly on My Hero. Like I think like they have like 80. It's like episode 83 or 84 right now, and I think the last 2 are in Japanese. So I'm just waiting for
sure. Yeah.
English.
Yeah. I mean, I get lazy. I don't want to. I mean, especially for that show, I don't want to miss any of the action going on screen. So I have to do dubs.
Yeah, and then plus actually, you appreciate the voice actors too.
Yeah, I mean they have some
them.
really good voice actors for Attack on Titan. So
yeah,
I'm really, I mean I enjoy it. I tend to listen to the subs. Every so often. Like I did enjoy Demon Slayer. That was really good. And I mean I know some people prefer the subs over the dubs, but I mean I can go either way. Same. But when it is an action packed anime like that, I have to watch dubs because I love to see every little detail that they draw in. But before we get into all that, because that's actually the topic today. So, but we're gonna get into some news real quick. And first and foremost, dude, this goes back to what we were talking about last week. Nintendo PlayStation prototype. Dude, sold at auction for $360,000.
Jesus, who would? I mean, if you had that much bread, hey man, amen to you. But god damn, how much again?
$360,000.
Oh Lord.
Dude, I mean, and what's cool? I mean, that makes it the most expensive video game merch ever sold at an auction. I mean, we have things like the Super Nintendo World Cup, whatever game, it was in the gold cartridge and all that. So I mean, that's pretty cool. So,
Did they announce any games for it, or they just a console?
I think it's literally just a console and the control. It's just a prototype.
So it was a prototype for PlayStation.
The Nintendo PlayStation.
Okay, so now
on PlayStation and Nintendo, we're still working together to make a joint console.
Jesus. So then I would pay $100K for a joint video game of Mario and a Crash Bandicoot.
Oh shit.
Yeah, give me that, motherfuckers.
I thought you were gonna say like Mario and Solid Snake.
Oh, damn. That's true.
Cracking Bowser's neck.
I know that's true. But no. I guess I could play those 2 when Smash.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
But anyways, so
okay, go on.
Moving on, dude. We got our first look at the Batmobile.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of split opinions on it, dude. But
it looks like it looks like Batman's gonna be on the new Fast and Furious 10. to be honest with you, I mean, it just looks like a souped-up Camaro. Like it looks like a 69 Camaro. I don't know. I think I'm just so traditional. Fucking exaggeration of a Batmobile with the wing and the extended wheels. Even the one for Dark Knight, it was like a tank.
Yeah, I mean, like we're not gonna get anything as cool as like the '89 Batmobile.
Oh no!
Or even the animated series Batmobile, no. The one that turns into like a jet ski and a helicopter.
Oh yeah, no.
But I mean, honestly, dude, I dig it. I think it's pretty cool.
Dope. It sounds like once he turns it on, you're gonna be like you're gonna hear it, and then it just looks like he's gonna be in fucking Destruction Derby. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like a roll cage and everything.
I mean, when I seen it, it kind of took me back to my thought of maybe this might be like a year 1 Batman.
Okay.
Or maybe not necessarily year 1, but early in his career.
Okay.
So it could be really cool. I mean, we could be seeing like the genesis of Batman. So we've seen Gotham and we've seen Batman Begins and all that. So now we're gonna see like the first maybe year to 3 of Batman being Batman.
That's true.
And so obviously he has the money, but he doesn't have all the tech yet.
Yeah, because they showed his bike too as well before the car.
Yeah,
and
little Honda Ruckus.
yeah, and that one kind of I was almost expecting it already because I was like, okay, if the bike looks like that, I could imagine the car.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least it's not as exaggerated as Batman Forever.
Oh,
like that big ass wing, and then you have like the glow sticks in.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I digged it. I digged it. I mean, you know what? That movie is like
fucking George Clooney.
Dude, like that movie is like one of those movies that are like it's so bad you enjoy it.
I see what you mean.
I mean,
so you appreciate the effort, but it's
I appreciate the corniness of it, and then especially when you throw in freaking Schwarzenegger in there, and it gets crazy, dude. But dude. I mean, I'm digging the look of the new Batmobile.
Yeah.
I feel it looks a little nice and sleeker compared to the tank we got.
Yeah.
And
it looks like no windows too. It just looks fucking exposed.
It looks a little bit like Death Proof. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. So I'm expecting. I'm expecting Batman to be fucking crashing through some windshields.
Yeah, and some
taking
chicks.
out some thugs.
Fucking, dude. I talking about Death Proof. I hate the scene. Please, if you guys drive your car and if you guys rest your feet on top of the dashboard,
please don't.
Go fuck yourself. Because that scene is haunting me for the rest of my life. When that fool hits those chicks
and her
legs goes. Like a fucking, just like when you shred paper, like dude, I hate that scene, but it's so good. But it's just
yeah, I'm the same way. So I drive a lot for a living. I'm like on the street all freaking day, and I see people with their feet up on the dashboard, and I'm just like, oh God, please don't let them hit anything. So I know that the airbag's gonna come out and just crush someone's freaking thighs and hips, and that's it. They're done.
Dude, I hate it, bro.
That's a pet peeve of mine, and I just oh God. But
I mean, again, I don't mind feet, but it's just the concept of your feet on top of the dash, and then an accident happens. Oh, dude, there goes your balls, your groin, your gooch, your cooch, your snatch, whatever you have, it's gone. It'll be gone. A
little bit of both.
And fucking in the middle, gone.
Oh my God. But anyways, moving on.
Sorry.
Jesus.
My bad.
Dude, I know I said I didn't care for it, but HBO is producing a Last of Us show.
I'm excited. You
know what? I guess I didn't care for the game, but I'm on board because it's actually being directed by Craig Mazin, who was the guy that did the Chernobyl miniseries, and it's actually going to be also produced or co-directed by the creator of the game.
Yeah, which is Neil.
Yeah,
he's gonna be fucking amazing, dude.
That's gonna be really great.
Yep, and then I think they just casted. I don't know his name, but he's Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones.
Nicholas Walter Costel, I believe.
Some beautiful name.
Some crazy name.
Some beautiful name. I think he'll be a good Joel. I think he looks like
he's
scruffed
good,
up,
dude.
beat up. And there's a movie that actually just came out. He had like I think he played like a gangster, but he had like a full on like a Manchui. I don't know the name of it though, but I think it was on Netflix or something, or in the theaters. But that's like the only thing that I actually saw after Game of Thrones. But I think he'll be a good one. Yeah. When the game came out, I was expecting wanted to be more old Logan. To be Joel.
You know, it's funny. I've seen a lot of comparisons. People were saying like if they wanted anybody to play, it would be Hugh Jackman. Because in a sense, you can see the comparisons to the Logan movie.
That Logan movie, and I think just because like he nurtured X-23 really, really well, and he looks scruffy and beat up and tired, and that's how Joel it was. So kind of bummed out that I mean obviously like that's more of a fan fantasy, but I think what's his name from Game of Thrones is going to be.
He
really
did a good job.
Yeah,
but do a good job. Along those lines, I was actually going to ask because who talking about like fan wishes and all that. Who would you cast as Joel and Ellie?
Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman, Joel, and the little girl. If it was a beautiful timeline. Nah, see, I wasn't saying Natalie Portman. But no, I want someone like fearless and scared and I guess lesbian looking. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good. I know there's good, good.
So I know a lot of
actors.
people will say Ellen Page because I mean it's very clear that was kind of Ellie's inspiration.
Yeah, yeah.
But now it's like she's a little too old.
That and
I was
then,
gonna say the same with Natalie Portman. She's a little on the older side.
and or if not, then the chick from Kick Ass, the one that Nicolas Cage trains her. Forgot her name. But
was it a baby girl or something like that?
Baby girl.
No, Hit Girl.
Hit Girl.
My bad. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
That sounded right, so I actually agree with it. Yeah, so I think she would be good too. I'm trying to think. I know there's a damn movie that has a girl.
There's plenty.
There's plenty, and
I think it's just we don't pay attention because they're like not old enough.
Yeah, or just like not in between what we see Ellie.
Yeah.
If they will play currently Ellie right now for The Last of Us 2, now that she's older, maybe sure, like those girls that we just mentioned, it could be cast.
Yeah.
But yeah. So do you have one like maybe?
Oh, definitely, dude. I mean, honestly, I actually wouldn't mind seeing the voice actress of Ellie, Ashley Johnson. Because she's actually an actress.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a couple shows out, so I wouldn't mind seeing her. But if we're talking about like maybe around the age of the game, I'd say Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things, 11.
Oh yeah,
I think she'd be a good one.
Or you know what? Or 11, or that other chick that didn't like 11, the one that was jealous and was dating like the black kid.
Oh, the red hair girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember her name.
I don't know. Yep.
I mean, think she would be okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she'll be decent though. But thing is, but just the acting part, like I would want it dead on.
Yeah. I think Millie Bobby Brown would do. I mean, she's.
Yeah,
I mean,
see,
she's in so much now. She did Stranger Things. She was in Godzilla.
Yeah, the new one-ish. Yeah.
I mean, she's done plenty of stuff. But my other choice, who I think actually look like thinking about it, looking at the movie she's been out in, Sophia Lillis, who played the girl from It, the new movies.
Oh yeah,
dude, she's a really good actress.
That's a good one too.
So I think she would do a really decent job. As far as Joel, I've actually got a couple. One would be Dylan McDermott from American Horror Story.
Oh, okay.
He I mean, in the series he plays multiple different characters, but I know in off the top of my head, Murder House, the first season, he was a therapist. He was the girl's the lady's husband who bought the house. I think he would do really good. And there's even a picture of him all scruffy looking too, and I mean he looks dead on like Joel.
Todd.
Another one, I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan, guy up in Negan.
Oh yeah,
he would do. You
think
good
so?
Too. Yeah, he would do good. He's got to drop he's got to get used to not having the Negan attitude. 'Cause, I mean, that's the biggest thing he's done really. I mean, he's got other stuff out there, but yeah. But I think my top choice would have to be Carl Urban. He plays Billy Butcher on The Boys.
Oh,
the main guy.
Oh yeah,
dude. Man. I mean, he looks like he's lived a rough life.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm guarantee that's how he looks when he wakes up in the morning.
Yeah, so clean cut, but I would want him more like scruffy looking, which I'm pretty sure he has. I mean,
Well, I mean, he's got the full on beard and mustache on the show, so
that's
true. I think he would do a good job.
Yeah, I think so. And he was actually he played really good as Dredd. That was such a good one.
I forget about that.
Yeah,
dude.
because he didn't remove his helmet.
Yeah.
And I think that's what was supposed to happen. That's why sidetracked to just removing helmets with actors. Deadshot from Suicide Squad. That's why Will Smith. I thought that just with the mask, he only showed his mask like 2 times.
Yeah.
But he wanted to show his face because it's Will Smith.
Yeah.
That's my agreement to disagreement about actors that should just have their helmets on. Like say a Master Chief. I don't want to see Master Chief's face at all.
Yeah.
If they ever make a movie, I want him to be fucking just beep with the helmet on. That's it.
That's kind of what I felt like with the Mandalorian.
Oh well, that was.
I was like it wasn't like okay, whatever. Now it's messed up, it's ruined.
I see what you mean.
But you know what? Yeah, I mean it was like I could have gone without it. Especially because they made him look like shit in that scene. But honestly, the only other maybe another actor would be what's his name? Oh God, I'm drawing a freaking blank now. Batman.
Ben Affleck?
No, not Ben Affleck.
Christian Bale?
Damn it. Yes, thank you.
But I don't know. I mean, we're going to.
I'm like, geez, the only Batman who's worth watching.
I wasn't gonna say George Clooney, but
no.
Actually,
No.
No.
Oh, jeez.
No,
But Christian
Anyways,
Bale. Christian Bale.
sidetracking.
I mean, him too. Like when you see him in, I mean, he was a total badass in what was Equilibrium.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's a badass in all those movies. So I mean, I think he'd be a good choice for that too.
But yeah, dude. I think it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be a good show. I want to say that it's gonna be, hopefully, knocking off like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
When it first began, it was great, but now it's all like what they're in season 10.
Yeah.
I
don't think anybody's watching that anymore.
No, I don't think so either. But yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully they do. They do a good job. They stick with the story, or not stick with story, because
I hope
sure
they don't. I hope they don't. I hope. I mean, obviously they're not going to do a retread of one because we all know what happened in one.
Yeah. So I'm sure Neil.
And they're not going to want to give away what's going on in two.
No.
So I'm actually hoping if they are going to follow Joel and Ellie, they're going to do something in between, like between 1 and 2, or maybe like Ellie's adventures when Joel was sick that winter.
Oh yeah,
Remember, there's that section of the game where he plays her.
It's like kind of quick.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that'd be better.
Yeah.
Like just create a whole new original story that follows somewhere in between 1 and 2, like a 1.5.
I'm excited. I'm stoked.
Yeah, and then in sad news, we did lose another legend. This last week.
Yeah.
We lost Max von Sydow. He passed away at the age of 90.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this man, when you say legend, he really is a legend. I mean, most recently he was the Three-Eyed Raven in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
He also was Lord Santeca in Star Wars: Force Awakens.
Oh wow!
In the very beginning, that's all he really came out in. But I mean, dude, when you want to talk about like movie credentials, this man has it from like top to bottom, dude.
Yeah, because he actually played really, really well in Game of Thrones, and then like he's just one of those old actors that I'm pretty sure he has more that I haven't seen, but
yeah, dude, like definitely that's definitely someone you need to like look up his movie anthology, I guess. I mean, he was in Shutter Island.
Dude, he was in The Exorcist. I just remember that.
He was the main priest.
I think. Wow, man.
So I mean, that's like one of my favorite freaking horror movies.
Yeah,
that still scares the shit out of me.
That's
sometimes.
why he was a Third-Eyed Raven. It's all the exorcism got him all fucked up.
I mean, he was also. Go back further. What Dreams May Come.
Another great film, man.
Great movie. I to this day I've seen it once. I can't watch it still.
It's a trip, man.
Yeah, dude. He was in the first Judge Dredd.
Oh, wow. I have to...
With Stallone.
Stallone? Oh,
yeah,
dude, I have to watch that one again.
He was Judge Fargo. I mean, obviously, he did many, many movies in his home country of, I believe, Norway. I feel so stupid because I can't remember. Sweden. I'm sorry. Jeez. But yeah, I mean, he's great legendary actor. He lived his life, so we can be thankful for that.
Yep, definitely.
And so
definitely.
again, R.I.P. Mr. Sydow, von Sydow. Yeah, but with that, let's go on to our main topic for today.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
All right, some little fist of the North Star there for you guys. But yeah, so originally my idea was going to be for anime in general.
Yeah.
But I mean, we just came off the back of a 3-part series, and I'm just like, dude, we're not going to do another 20-part because I mean, anime is just so much encompassing.
Yeah.
So
so much cartoons.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna start basic, and I think we're gonna start with like anime on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because you know what, Netflix surprisingly has actually gotten like pretty big in the anime game.
Yeah.
I mean, originally we only had like Crunchyroll and then Funimation, and from what I've heard and all this, the reason Netflix got into the anime game was because obviously Disney's coming out with Disney Plus. They're gonna start pulling all their stuff off of the Netflix streaming service. So I mean, what can really compete with Disney? I mean, anime's huge, dude. Anime's worldwide.
Dude, it's fucking huge, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, they've so from what I remember, I believe last year for 2019 they had announced something about 20 to 30 new anime titles for just for Netflix for the year, and then they're gonna start adding more and more as time goes on. So I mean, I figured it would be a good idea to talk about this, maybe because maybe someone who hasn't really watched anime or just a little bit, and they have Netflix.
Yeah.
You know, they haven't really gone and got a Crunchyroll account or a Funimation account. Because even, I mean, you can even check like Hulu and Amazon Prime. They have anime on there too.
Yeah, yeah. They have quite a few in there.
And I want to say, I think Disney's getting into it too, but I think it's only overseas for now.
Oh, wow.
They're gonna get the whole Studio Ghibli catalog, dude.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, that's Spirited Away, Nazca in the Valley of the Wind,
Yeah, which all the
Floating Castle.
That's all great ones too. I think there were some on Netflix too. But if they're gonna have the full roster, his whole
everything.
films
and I mean,
list,
and obviously not just
amazing.
the big ones. You're gonna get the lesser known ones, I guess too, like Kiki's Delivery Service and Porco Rosso, The Cat Comes Back, or The Cat Returns, whatever it's called.
I'm game. I got all those fucking services.
Dude, so I want to talk a little bit about the Netflix, the anime that we can find on Netflix.
Okay.
I mean, originally when they first started announcing it, they were kind of just snapping up anything and everything. So there wasn't really like quality anime. And maybe like around 2017, 2018, they started like, okay, they're gonna sit down, they're gonna get all the good stuff, and they're gonna come up with a bunch of originals as well. And I mean, the originals they did come out with, I mean, they're really good stuff. Like comparatively to like a traditional anime studio, you know, they're kind of focused on, okay, what are our ratings going to be here in Japan at home? You know, they're going to get their budget off of that. But since Netflix has like a global reach, they can get bigger budgets.
Yeah.
Make bigger movies and shows and put a lot more effort into it. And, you know, and because of that, a lot of these like animators are going to be like, well, why am I going to stick with my little company here at home when I can just go and work for Netflix for a lot more money?
Yeah.
So, you know, Netflix is going to put out a lot of quality stuff. And, you know, and they have. I mean, look, we have Knights of Sidonia. I don't know if you ever watched that one. They did the remake of Knights of the Zodiac.
Oh, yeah.
That one just came out not too long ago. The Ultraman reboot. I mean, dude, I started watching it, and it's really good stuff. I really like it.
Okay.
But one of the other ones they did was actually the Godzilla trilogy. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I saw the one. It's like a 3-parter, right?
Yes.
It's like a 3-parter,
Yes.
and then there was like Godzilla here, Godzilla there, and Godzilla everywhere.
Yeah, dude, it's really good. So
I mean, they have like their own specific, you know, locations for it, or like what he's doing. But I did skim through it. I did see it.
Yeah, so kind of like more or less the premise is, you know, Godzilla has attacked Earth. They couldn't stop him, so they loaded up everybody onto ships, shot them into space, and people have been living in space for about 10 years. But something about like the whole quantum physics of time and space and blah 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 blah, and they're time jumping or they're like light speed, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
They've actually been gone for like 100 years. And so they're like, oh, okay, well, you know, if we go back, it's going to take us, you know, like a year to get back doing light speed.
Yeah.
You know, that means, you know, another 100 years will have gone by. And they get there and they're looking at the Earth and like, wow, it looks really weird. Like, this doesn't look like 200 years has passed. And someone redid the math and it's like, well, no, we've actually been gone like 10,000 years.
Wow. And
so that's when they land and they see Godzilla and bing and boom boom. They're fighting Godzilla. They run into the natives. There's some like references to Mothra. And then there's like more references to like King Ghidorah.
Damn.
Really good, dude. And then freaking Godzilla actually isn't Godzilla, but like this little Godzilla.
What the
And then there's Godzilla Earth, who like emerges from the ground like fucking like 1,000 times bigger than that.
What the shit? It's like the Dragon Balls when you summon like different dragons and they're all different.
Yeah, dude.
And
so
then like
that.
Interstellar. What the fuck?
So like think about it, like the Godzilla they were fighting originally was like, you know, Shenron.
Yeah.
And then the big Godzilla they fought later was like Purunga. It's all freaking muscular and huge.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is it's a different art style too. It's like more like I guess like CGI. So it's really cool. It looks good.
Tight.
So I mean, I would definitely like recommend that one.
Sweet.
But
Sweet.
Another one I actually want to like recommend would be Devilman Crybaby.
Okay.
Now I know like anime kind of has like this not like a stigma but like a reputation for being like childish and weird and all that. And Devilman Crybaby actually it can be weird at times, but I feel like it's more geared towards like adult viewers. I mean, it's definitely like you would consider it rated R. There's like sex and killing and drug use and all that.
So it would be like in After Hours, like on Cartoon Network, you had like Adult Swim. And then you had all those like maybe 4 or 5 animes that it was every night.
Oh, definitely.
So something insertion in that.
This would definitely be something you find on Adult Swim.
Cool.
But, I mean, it's really good. And this one has to do with this guy meets up with his friend. He's like this nerdy kid, whatever, blah blah blah. Like, no one gives him an afterthought. Like, he's on the track team, but he's like the slowest person on the team. And he meets up with his friend, and they go to this party. And his friend's like, oh well, starts mentioning these things about demons and this and that, and oh, we're gonna summon demons. And so his friend starts like running around cutting people up, and somehow summons this demon, and the demon inhabits his friend, so the nerdy kid. But instead of like totally taking over him and like wrecking him, he was able to keep like his human soul in his heart.
What?
So instead of being a demon, he was the devil man.
Ooh.
And so he was kind of using those powers to like fight like the other demons that were like popping up around Japan and around his home. It's really good, and like I said, it's really crazy. It's an interesting art style because it's not like these hard lines where like you can see like the difference between this and this. This is really soft line work, some overlapping colors. It's really cool.
Okay, cool.
And the story wise, it's really good too. And like I say, it's geared more towards adults. But so like I'm sure like anybody can really find like just enjoyment with that. It's really really good.
Tight.
Well, do you have any you can think about?
Yeah, actually, so I finished the whole series of Arusuko. Yeah. So it's pretty much just like I think they're like in a city of Japan, and she works in an office. I think like does like paperwork or whatnot. And then she's like a little fox, and dude, she hates fucking work. Like she hates going to work, talking to people, and then her boss is like a pig. So all of her employees are just like, I think like one's like a gorilla, one's like an ostrich, I think, and then one's like a silver fox. But dude, hilarious, man. It's because of the fact that she has to go to work, like to make a living, and then when she gets off of work, she releases her anger on going to one of those like a karaoke rooms. Yeah. And she like releases not songs by playing like hip hop or R&B or country. No, dude, it's like straight up heavy fucking metal. Like she like death is metal. Yeah, dude, like death metal. It's just like fucking Slipknot with like Mudvayne, and she's like dude, she is like, but as she's singing it, she's like talking shit about her job, like I fucking hate customers, like she like goes off, and it's super fucking cute. It's so badass. But yeah, and then like you like love that character is because like you could almost like appreciate it because you're like yeah, like I fucking hate that that employee, or when there's like a new employee, and I think like when they're trying to take her job, she's like, oh hell no, I mean, it's just like so realistic, but it's hilarious that she goes into his room.
It's really funny. And, it's really funny because I just found out, I started watching it today. Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do homework for the show, but dude, actually it was actually put up by Sanrio. So the company that does Hello Kitty and all that. Yeah. So that's why they're like all the characters are cutesy, whatever. And the thing I thought was funny was when someone explained it to me was like, when you were a kid growing up and you had all these shows like Arthur and Rugrats and all that, and it was like the adventures, and sometimes there'd be these situations that they would get into, and it's like, well, they learned a good lesson for the day. That, and then I think like growing up or like puberty, getting glasses or whatever. A really one that was cool, like like the way how you described was Recess. Yeah. Recess was a good one that you kind of learned and like not learned, but it was cool because it was during school. Yeah, because then you would talk. It would teach you about like topics that kids would worry about, like pimples and things like that. I think what's funny is someone explained to me, was like, yeah, it's like Agretsuko is the same thing, but having to deal with like adult bullshit. So like you have like that one shitty coworker that doesn't do work, and you have to pick up all their slack. Yeah. Or your shitty boss or this and that. Yeah. And so she has to like deal with all that like on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, all that anger and like all that aggression, and then like she just goes home, and then instead of going home, there was an episode, I think when she walks in, and then like the employee that does like the karaoke, and it's like, oh, same room, same time. And then she's like, yes. Yeah. Well, I'm just bringing your food. He goes, just leave it on the table. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude, she's such like a regular there, and it's super cool because and then actually she was she made quote unquote made an appearance at a con that I went, and I totally took a picture with her.
Oh my god!
So I mean the community of all the characters stuff like that is pretty cool. Like how like everybody just loved it.
Yeah,
and it was cool.
Yeah, people received it really well.
Yeah,
I think because it was geared again, it was geared more towards adults having to deal with their day-to-day bullshit.
Yeah.
Like the episode I love, like the very first one where she's late to work, and she looks down and she's like in her Crocs.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my god, I brought my ugly sandals, and like she's like, maybe if I wave my arms around in circles, like nobody will be too distracted to look down.
Yeah.
And like, dude, like it's funny. Like people do put up with shit like that. People take off in their chanclas or whatever in the morning.
and then it's cool when like the mom tries to do like a blind date to her.
Oh my god!
Like she tries to just like set her up with like a nice guy, this and this. So I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, again, like how realistically that's how like arranged marriages are, and like stuff like that. When your parents would want to, you have to date this like a magical person that they want to imagine for, and then like dude, like she totally fucking hates it. But yeah, it's super cool. Check it out if you haven't. If you have, totally cool.
Yeah, dude, another little funny piece of trivia. The actress or the voice actress that's in that she plays the English voice of Retsuko.
She sounded familiar, but I wasn't too sure. Like I was just like trying to like pinpoint it.
Yeah, she was actually the voice of the main character on I don't know if you ever watched Kill la Kill.
No, actually, I have not.
Dude, that's actually another really good anime.
Mm-hmm.
And her name is Erica Mendez. That's her name. And I mean, she's done a whole bunch. She's worked on Sailor Moon, Hunter x Hunter, Erased. But yeah, she actually played the main character for Kill la Kill, Ryuko Matomi. No, Matsui. Wait, what's her last name? Jesus.
You trying to remember?
I'm trying to remember. I'm looking up real quick what it is, but yeah. But she plays the main character in Kill la Kill, and that's actually another really good
cool.
anime. I would recommend on Netflix.
All right.
I will say if you watch it, hide your kids, because I mean,
hide your dog, hide your mama. Hide
I mean, because so like you're watching this, and like the whole point is that this girl Ryu gets sent to this high school. And so obviously, she's in her school uniform, whatever, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And she's looking for the person that killed her dad.
All right.
And the only clue she has is like this sword that looks like a big half a scissor.
Uh-huh.
And so a lot of the anime has to do with like style and clothing and stuff like that and threads. And so she ends up finding like this magical, quote unquote, magical like school uniform. It's all black and red compared to everybody who's white. Mm-hmm. And it has like this battle mode. And it straight up turns into like this like dominatrix bikini.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And they kind of give some like BS explanation like, oh, because the way it transforms is like it has to drink her blood. Mm-hmm. And then like it elevates her body temperature. So it has to turn into like this super tight little bikini so that she doesn't overheat. So like her skin's exposed. It's really crazy, dude. And even I mean, I was a little embarrassed watching it because then Lily's assistant walks in and she's like, what the hell are you watching? And I was like, I swear it's for the show. Don't get mad. It's not weird.
And then
I
she
promise.
just sits down. She's like, I'll watch it with you.
Yeah. And I wish, but that time she was like, you know what? Like, I draw the line. This is too weird.
She's like, I'm worried about you, man.
But yeah, I mean, that's another one I would recommend.
Okay, cool.
But dude, if getting back on the topic of like Netflix originals, I have to say Castlevania. Castlevania is one of like the best animes to come out.
Yeah, I just saw like the newest season got a 10. I mean, from what we from like the news that we get it from.
Yeah.
10.
Dude,
Isn't it that good?
It's that good. Shit. I will say so. I mean, a lot of people won't consider it anime because it's made in a Western studio as opposed to like traditionally Japanese.
I see.
But when you look at like the art and like the art style and everything, it's all anime.
Yeah,
super
I
animated.
consider it anime. So.
And dude, I mean, okay, so from here on, like, definitely spoilers coming up for Castlevania. So the first season was actually really short, about 4 episodes long, and it's kind of considered like I guess you'd call it like a pilot season.
I see what
It
you
was
mean.
just kind of to gauge like the interest.
Pre-log.
Yeah. And it had to do with Trevor Belmont showing up, and he was like dealing with like like these fanatical people at this church, and how they were kind of like desecrating what was going on and not living like how they should, and it kind of unleashes like hell on earth more or less. And
Okay.
he has to deal with that, and then kind of from there, it's like it starts getting tied back to Dracula, in the show Vlad Tepes. And so Trevor's on his way to figure out what's going on, and that's when he stumbles across Dracula's son, Alucard. And so he's like, well, yeah, like I wanna team up and help, because the reason Dracula starts like freaking out and wrecking shit is because they kill his wife.
Oh.
She was like a doctor of medicine, but she would use like herbs and things like that. So obviously, they burned her at a stake as a witch. And so when he found out, like he sensed it from like wherever the hell he was at, he sensed it, and so he was like, okay, like she was the only reason like I was being kept in check, like I was gonna be cool with everybody, but you guys fucking went and killed her, so like, end of the human race right here. So that's kind of how that starts off, and then season 2 picks up where they're kind of it's Trevor, Alucard, and then she's called a speaker. It's her name's Sypha.
Okay.
And they're on their way to like Trevor's like family home, because the Belmonts are known as like these monster hunters and all that, and vampire killers and shit. So they go in there, and they find their way into there, and that's when they start finding like all the source like journals and things like that can help them, and Trevor gets like this badass like chain whip that that's used in the game. And Sypha starts learning magic, and Alucard starts learning like all these little tricks and all this blah blah blah. And the whole time, Dracula's castle is kind of like jumping here and there, trying to like, I guess like little by little, just like unleash all the night beasts.
Yeah.
And then one of his like generals convinces him to stop at this one city. And once they get there, like they break the gears that get the city to jump, or the castle to jump around. And because it's like on a river, there's like a rule where like vampires can't cross moving water, so they kind of get stuck right there.
Oh, okay.
And they can't move. So then from there, it's just a big like takeover. Like, okay, we're taking over Dracula's castle. We want it for ourselves. And that's when this whole battle starts, and Trevor and Sypha and Alucard in the middle, and they go and wreck all that shit too. And eventually, Alucard kills his father, and then like all the vampire generals kind of disperse.
Damn.
And so they all kind of go back their own way, whatever. And then that's kind of where season 3 picks up. I'm not gonna spoil season 3. It just came out. I know there's people.
Well, just might as well just give it to me.
No. So I'm not gonna spoil season 3 because I know it just came out and people want to see it.
Yeah.
But definitely, dude. Like I see why they gave it a 10. It's really good.
Wow. Okay.
But I will say, story wise,
Well, story, yeah, because I mean, obviously, it was from the NES, Castlevania. So when I found out that they were making an anime or a cartoon, I was just like, wow, I don't see it. I mean, I mean, again, like I play Castlevania, but not like to the T. Like, no, oh, that's from that part, or that's from that character. But yeah, that was actually kind of surprising.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like I said, story wise, I actually didn't really care for season 3. All in all, I feel like it didn't really advance the main stories like as a whole.
Yeah.
It kind of grabbed a little bit of threads that were like left hanging from season 2 and strung them along a little more, and then still there's no like resolution to it.
Got you.
So like whereas season 1 was a setup for season 2, season 3 definitely feels like a setup for season 4.
Nice.
And the thing is, it's like they're only like 10 episode seasons. So now we gotta wait till next year for season 4 to come out.
Damn.
Before we get any resolution to all that stuff that happened.
I see what you mean.
Like I know, so all the characters are kind of like scattered off into the wind right now, and so like Trevor and Sypha, they're off together on their adventure, and that was definitely like a little side mission. Like no main storyline from there. It kind of developed into like something that could go into the main storyline, but they shut it out.
Oh, okay.
So that didn't go so far. Alucard, definitely side story. Like you could have gone without hearing that. It starts off with him like basically living on his own, and then kind of like characters introduced, this and that, blah blah. But it was all like very like afterthoughts almost.
Yeah.
And then you have like some of like the antagonist characters like the Forge Masters, Isaac and Hector, like they're separated, and like Isaac's kind of doesn't really have a real meaning to it. Like it's just him traveling from port to port and all this. And then Hector's, he was captured by the vampire general Carmilla, and now they're like in her home, and they're trying to convince him to make a new army. It's like there's like no real like.
So it's almost like it jumps around with different topics on what's going on.
Yeah.
And then, is there some type of solution after that? Like
no, not really.
Like do you see? Oh,
like again, it's all just setting up for another season. Like maybe if they were like, okay, season 3 part 2, okay, that would make it a lot better. But I think it's just gonna be season 4, and we're gonna have to wait like a whole other year for that.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, so definitely recommend Castlevania.
Sweet, dude.
Another one you want to add?
Yeah, so I started watching one, so it kind of relates almost to a little bit on our last episode of talking about Super Nintendo. This one really reminded me of that episode. So I watched the whole thing. It was only one season. It's called High Score Girl.
Yeah.
And it's super fucking cute too as well. So it's a dude that it was in Japan, and arcades was everything. Arcades was from Poi Poi to Street Fighter to Time Crisis to everything that you could imagine what an arcade was at the time.
Yeah.
And then so this guy was really good at Street Fighter 2 actually. And then so pretty much it will be like those ones that you kind of like sit down, and they're like not the fact that they're face to face, but they're like across from you. So it's pretty cool. So like it was one of those things. It's just like once you actually beat them in a match, you kind of have to lean over and be like, okay, cool, like I beat that guy, and instead of being it right next to you, like how I traditionally kind of saw that. But when I saw those games lately, they actually go side by side, but. Side by side, as in like more to like the front of you.
Right.
So anyways, and then so this character actually he's in one of those arcade rooms or shops, and then all of a sudden like he's getting like a 10 like a tail kill, like a kill streak or 15 whatever, and he finds out that this girl's like doing like she's on her 30 win streak.
Damn.
And she's like, you know what, I'm gonna beat her with guile, and I think she had what was that Russian hairy guy? That big Zangief. So, and she starts kicking his ass with Zangief, right? And he's like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, no. And then and it's cool because like they like introduce like there's one called like a guile turtling. And so it was a move that I think you would have to wait until they hit you, and then you will do some type of move that you grab, and then like it like kicks you up. And then there was one that he forces you to do low kicks or high kicks, and the way how he backs up, and then he does not the sonic boom, but he does like the air kick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So like even like dude, like the person that made that thing is really knowledgeable on Street Fighter, and it's super cool. But and then so like he gets like super intrigued with this chick, like saying, oh, who the fuck are you, this and this. In the beginning when he was fighting, and then he finds out it was a classmate, that it's one of these girls, like she's like rich, she's so high class, she has good grades, and so people are like super intrigued with her at school, and then like he like tells himself saying, man, like if you guys only knew, like she didn't go home and study, she goes and fucking play arcades. And then so dude, like, and then so he this guy's so knowledgeable from like knowledgeable from like all like the games he plays. He knows like the secrets, he knows how to get the high score and stuff like that, but she's a challenge for him. And he gets thrown off because like he didn't think that nobody could actually beat him, especially that it was a girl, Yeah. And it's super cool, man. And then like she like introduces him to like stuff that he hasn't played, and then even secrets on some games and stuff like that. And I want to talk about so much more, but like I want you guys to watch it though. But so he pretty much almost like falls in love with her because of the fact that he wants to he hasn't had that challenge ever, and then there's another girl that actually likes him, and then like she has no clue about games, and he's like, fine, I'll teach you, I'll show you. And she gets like the beginner's luck, like she does like the button smashing. And then so and she wins, and he's like, how the hell did you do the combo, or like how'd you even beat this whole first stage without even dying? And she learns how to play arcades just for him. And then they introduce you to what was it? Nintendo. They talk about Sega. They talk about like the Turbo Graphics 16 or like something like that, 64.
Yeah.
And dude, it's a that person that made that show, it was really, really dead on good. But it's actually one season, super cool, and it will literally make you want to find an arcade or pull out your old Street Fighter from the SNES. It's a really great show. You should totally check it out.
I actually seen that on my list today, and I was like, oh, I've been meaning to watch it, but I mean, dude, I have so many on my list, and I mean, we're talking about Netflix, Hulu, dude. Funimation.
Yeah. I have like a fuck ton
much.
on the queue. Like I'm like, okay, one time, and then you have your video games to play, and then you have to come back to that. Yeah, I wish there was.
It gets. That'd be nice to consolidate all your streaming services into one.
Yeah.
$1 million idea right there.
Right.
But,
let's do it, peeps. Dude,
yeah.
I literally want to ask for a week off of vacation from work. Fuck going anywhere else, especially in these times with the whole coronavirus currently. Dude, just stay home and just watch anime, bro.
Yeah.
That's it. Dude, I'm game. So, I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, I've been meaning to watch that one. It's been on my list for a while.
What's the other one that you have?
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, hands down, like the one okay. No, I'll save that question for later. But yeah, I was gonna jump to the Q&As already.
Strategically,
I was gonna skip to the Q&As, but we'll save that for the end. So another one I want to say, which actually, I want to say when they were first getting like the animes onto Netflix, one of the first ones I remember seeing was High School of the Dead.
Yes.
You remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Dude, that was actually a really good one because, I mean, it came out during the time of, like, the whole zombie craze. Walking Dead was out, the Call of Duty Zombies was like, everywhere at the time. And so it kind of started off as like, the usual, like Japanese high school anime, and everybody's just kind of in class and blah, blah, blah. And that's when, like, they get, like, the alert on their phones. Like, oh, like, everybody stay indoors, zombie attacks, this and that. And so all these students have to come together to more or less survive in this world. And the first season was amazing. I mean, it was kind of them fighting their way out of the city. And then you get to season 2, and it's kind of like I believe they get to like the rich girl's house, and so they're kind of like holed up in there. And it's really good too, but then that's kind of like when you get like the very like fan servicey like parts of the show, like the extremely bouncy boobs and like the all that weird stuff that we all enjoy in anime,
like the over exaggeration of gravity on tits.
Yeah, dude, like that's when we get to that part of it, which I mean we all love, but sometimes that can't take you out of the story of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like whoa. Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, dude, fantastic anime. The only downside is they did only make 2 seasons, and that's actually a tactic by the original manga writers. So that's something they do. They'll go and say they make like a really successful manga, and there's like, hey, we want to make an adaptation for TV or whatever.
Yeah.
So the way to get people to go and buy more mangas, they'll actually only make like a season or 2 of their
Is that
book.
what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because dude, like, yeah, there's some animes that they start really good, and then say you finally catch up to that one current, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, wow, like I'm excited because I'm sure that there's more seasons. Yeah. And you only see that there's season 2, and that was from 2013.
Yeah.
Per se.
So that's the point of that.
I see what you mean.
So they'll make 2 seasons, and it's like obviously the story continues because they not necessarily leave off on a cliffhanger, but it's like that's very obvious that's not an ending. It's like, oh well, if you want to find out what happens, you're gonna have to go buy the book,
Man, I don't read books, bro. Books read me.
I mean, it would be the equivalent of like if they had stopped, Game of Thrones after like the 5th or 6th season.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if you want to know what happens, you got to go buy the books. Like, there's no 2 ways around it.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's interesting because you do find a lot of them like that. There's a lot of animes that do that.
Yeah.
I want to say, geez, what was another one? Anyways, I'm gonna get stuck trying to remember all this stuff, but Yeah, I mean, dude, like just the amount of animes that are out there right now.
Yeah, it's good, man. Like I've obviously like the ones that are just most like say like when you guys started watching Attack on Titan and stuff like that. I always see it like on these cons. I always see the shirts. I always see this, and I get curious. There was one when me and my girlfriend went to a con. She kept on seeing a chick that was on some guy's shirt or on people's shirt, and it had like a big old swirl in her face, and it was from I think Tammy, the book by Junji Ito.
Yes.
Which is the horror like the horror storytelling guy, and stuff like that. You just kind of just explore and you get exposed to it, and fuck, dude, like that's when you start like realizing more shit that's just like, okay, there's this story that I want to listen to, this story that I want to read about. Yeah, man, there's not that much time in this place.
Dude, Junji Ito. I mean, they did release like a. So he's got like 3 main books, the Spirals and all that stuff.
Yeah, Uzumaki, Tammy, and I think there's another one that
like one another like really big one. And they've made those into like shows. And I mean, from what I hear, like they cannot just like grasp like his work.
Yeah.
Like I know a friend who requested, he goes by Beef Supreme. So Mr. Supreme, he actually has a couple of those, and I mean like he can't stop talking about them. Like they're just that good. Yeah. And I've been meaning to go by and pick them up, but dude, there's a bunch of stuff like that. Like I wish they would make another good one was actually, I know they only made a movie out of it, and again it's like a whole manga series.
Yeah,
it's called Gantz Zero.
Yeah,
and I mean, dude,
that shit was brutal.
The amount of detail they put into the animation, amazing.
It reminded me of like the Matrix with horror
a little bit.
You know,
they're all like in these black leather suits, and they have to fight the demons, whatever coming out.
That shit was crazy, dude.
It's really good, and I mean, just like I said, so that one too. That's another like CGI anime. But like, I swear, the first time I seen it, I like maybe the first 5 minutes I was watching, I was like, "Oh shit, is this really an anime or is it like an actual movie?" And then once you seen like the character designs for the demons they're fighting, it's like, "Oh shit, no, that's CGI." Like, but like the character models are so realistic. They're pretty badass. Amazing. It's amazing.
It's pretty fucking badass, actually.
And I mean, I haven't really seen that anime anywhere else. Mm-mm. And that's another one. They made the movie to get you to go get the manga because it's a long
man. And then
manga.
And then you have like One Punch Man.
I love One Punch Man.
So then you have that, and then you have so many like well-known characters. That's what it is. I mean, shit. I mean, like it took me a minute just to go on My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
I actually took one of my aunt's daughters to. It was my first actually anime expo, and then dude, she was hooked. She was buying the pops, she was buying the mangas. I'm like, is it that good? I'm like, okay, and and then it's just one of those ones that once you supply a good amount of force, that's what she said. You start opening your eyes to different categories of anime.
Yeah, dude, another Netflix exclusive I'd have to say is Baki.
Oh, okay. Which is that one?
Dude, so it's been a while since I watched it, but it's kind of like think of like Bloodsport, like Super Kumite, like they're like it's a lot of fighting. And dude, the thing about this anime, they actually like recorded like trained martial artists and MMA fighters like sparring and grappling and all that, and animated it
like full on.
Yeah, so it kind of brings me back to Attack on Titan. There's times where like Eren Yeager's fighting in his Titan form, and you can see like the animators took a lot of time studying the way that a body looks in a grapple or in doing a certain move, and so Attack on Titan and Baki, like you can see like they put a lot of time animating it, because it looks really realistic. Like it shows like when a character pivots on one foot to throw a kick, or when their waist turns so they can throw a punch.
So you feel like the weight of the character.
You believe it. You believe like there's weight behind that hit, especially when they start grappling, and you can see like all the like their arm is put in the correct position, and their head is placed the right way, and then you see, the grappler just start pulling or bending, like you can feel like there's pain behind that. Because like I said, the animators took a lot of time to animate that, and I mean it looks fantastic. I mean I would definitely have to say watch Baki, like in this they're brutal fights, dude. Like you see them, it's like holy shit, like that has to hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, but
right on, brother.
Yeah, the last one I want to close out with is gonna be dude, definitely probably one of the most popular animes that's been on Netflix for a while. Mm-hmm. I know that's kind of how I got Lovely Assistant to start watching anime with me, but it's got to be Death Note.
Yeah.
Dude, amazing story. If you haven't watched Death Note, please take some time. Fuck it, get the Netflix free trial.
the 1 month.
Yeah, dude, just get it and watch Death Note. Don't watch the movie. Watch the original anime, and I mean, oh, dude. So, I've had people ask me like, oh, I'm not really that into anime. What like what do you suggest? And if they're not like, if there's someone I know that's not too into like the really like fantastic stuff, or maybe someone who's going to be like weirded out by someone like the fan service stuff that they do, I usually tell them Death Note. Yeah. Because Death Note is like it's like a nice conglomerate of like, you can compare it to like Hollywood movies. It's a bit of slice of life, so you see like how they run their day-to-day lives. All sorts of drama. I mean, dude, they're hunting for Kira, the serial killer, and then just all these like fantastical elements of like the Shinigamis and the actual Death Note journal. And so in the anime, the way the journal works is the owner of the Death Note will write a name down, and they have to be able to picture the person like clearly in their mind, write their name correctly, and that person will die. Like if you don't give a detail of how that person dies, it just comes out being like a heart attack. Yeah. But you can actually like get really detailed on how that person dies, down to like the time and then how, as long as it's like within like their own possibility. Like you can't just be like, oh well, they go flying through the air and land in like Bermuda.
No, it'll be like a choke, or it'll be a suicide, or it'll be a crash,
a car crash, something that you would, like that. Yeah. So I mean, it's a really good anime. So like I said, if you're not into anime and been wanting to check one out just to kind of see what it's about, Death Note, definitely Death Note. That is hands down one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, and then especially like if you guys are into like true crime and like suspense, stuff like that, and just like, I mean, it's a great story to actually just like keep going to find out what he does next, or what is, or that other and like the like true high end investigator named L. Yeah. Like when he gets involved, like that means like something's deep shit happening. So like they put him in the case, and the main character Light, he gets addicting, and it's almost like when you do like say like gambling or drugs, whatever. Like you have an addiction that he just like decides just to kill people, but he feels like God. Yeah. And he just writes these things, and like like how you were saying, how they die, whatever, and it's like, oh, what, sure, I could cut this person, whatever. And then but the way how how the crime is being solved, that makes it's you crazy. Crazy. It's just because because you just get like so worried about Light, because he might, he might get caught or not, or this and this, or like, what, this time that's it, like, but that's his end. But it just keeps going, and it's really good, dude.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's so fucking good.
And I mean, like I said, it's just a really great like game of cat and mouse between Light and L. Yeah. To see if L is gonna catch him or catch on to what's going on, and it's crazy because then in the end you don't know who to cheer for, because I mean, you want to cheer for L because you want him to get the bad guy, but at the same time you kind of want to cheer for Light, because Light, he started this whole thing as like his idea of justice. Yeah. At first he was just taking out like criminals and stuff. Yeah. Before it starts building up. Yeah. Before it started building up, it became this thing that just got out of control. And definitely you can't leave out freaking Ryuk.
Dude, Ryuk, he's like one of those little devils on your shoulder.
But like 7 feet tall.
7 feet tall. Yeah. Like, but he's such a good friend.
Yeah, he's a shitty friend, but a good friend at the same time.
Yeah. So it's like it's like the evil and dark of him. Yeah. I'm like the evil and like the light of him. It's just like very like very intriguing.
And you just get that little chill when he says, "Oh, light, I have a feeling I'm gonna have to write your name in the book one day."
Yeah.
And dude, to get to that scene at the end, it's like, oh my god, like it's crazy. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, but it's crazy how even Light like always tries to ask for him, like saying like oh, where are you going, or like I need help, and he's like, well, it's really up to you. It is actually up to him because of the fact that it's on what's going on currently with like criminals or whatnot. Light is actually the ultimate choice.
Yeah.
Like he writes the name down and like so forth. But dude, like Ryuk is such a badass. Like
He's such a good character.
yeah, he's good. He's good.
I mean, like I said, there's a live action movie adaptation that Netflix put out.
Please do not even look at it.
You know what? I will say there's literally one reason to watch that movie.
Do not even. What the fuck is the reason?
We get to see William Dafoe play Ryuk.
Okay.
And I mean, honestly, that was a huge waste of a great acting skills from William Dafoe. They cut down Ryuk's time into about maybe 5% of the movie. And it was such a waste because William Dafoe goes balls out to do that role. Like it's very much similar to like his Green Goblin.
Yeah.
From Spider-Man. And dude, it was just such a waste for them to just put him in for that little amount of time.
I would want him to make, and like I don't know why they didn't make it into a series.
It'd have been better if at least a trilogy movie.
Yeah, at least like six little hour-long ones, just talking about the whole like what really happened in detail. Yeah. The casting of like L and stuff like that, I forgot the guy's name, but the thing is, I was just like, okay, they kind of changed it up and stuff like that.
Yeah, L wasn't too bad. I didn't have a problem with L.
It was okay.
I didn't like how they changed his character in the end.
Oh yeah.
Because in the end, they kind of turned him into like very like vengeful, and then him wanting to use the Death Note. Yeah. So I didn't like that because that was definitely like huge like step away from his character in the anime. But I didn't care for like the casting of like Light and Misa and everybody else. I was like, that was very whatever.
It was really bad, but the trailers were great.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Trailer made it look good.
Trailer was cool, and when they showed like the main one, but after when I saw it, I was like, I cried. So I was like, why they ruined something?
But definitely watch it for William Dafoe. After like his 5 minutes of the movie, turn it off.
Just fucking stop. Just that's fucking toss something to your TV to actually officially turn off.
Yeah,
because that's how bad it was.
And then go back to watching the actual anime.
Yeah,
because
on your phone because your TV's fucked.
So, I mean, as good as Netflix has gotten for actual animes, their live action adaptations are not good.
No. So. Yeah. So next step for me is to get the mangas because I think they did like a deluxe editions of the books.
Yeah.
And it's completely black. Have you seen that?
That's cool.
It's completely dipped in black. The pages are black. The pages on the ridges are black. The whole thing's fucking black. And I think they're like 3 books in one or 2 books in one. So it narrows down your collection, but super dope.
Definitely gotta check that out.
Yeah, man.
All right, dude. So I think we're gonna start calling it a day there because it's getting long enough as it is.
Long time.
So but before we go, so here's my question I was thinking about earlier.
Okay.
One recommendation for anime. If you want to recommend, if someone asks you like, hey, I just got Netflix or I'm getting the thing, like what anime can you recommend to me?
Let's see. Besides the ones that we mentioned, which were great and amazing, I would say Full Metal Alchemist. Okay. Full Metal Alchemist is pretty much 2 young kids that actually want to bring back their mom's death. So it's almost like a witchery, like you want to talk to the dead, but they actually want to legit bring their mom back from the dead. And then so it's actually they use I can't even say it, alchemy. Wow, I thought it was gonna be like a longer term for that. So anyway, so then the dad knew how to do that 100%, so that him and the little brother actually tried to attempt it, dude. Wow. And then so it's pretty much the supernatural ability to transform matter, and then so they actually try to bring like the mom's death back, but fucking something horrible goes wrong. There is the kid Edward actually does it. His little brother gets so they actually draw a thing actually like in the floor, and then so it's almost like that star thing of like the devil and shit.
Yeah.
So then they do like the little ritual thing, and then something happens so bad that the younger brother actually loses his limbs. He loses his leg and his arm, I believe, and then so he's dying. So right when he's about to die, Edward, which I think that's the name of like the older one, he tries to use alchemy to put him in a different place to for he could live, and all of a sudden I guess he just turns and he sees like a full metal armor of like whatever like the dad collects, and he puts his soul in there.
Oh shit.
And so when he appears, he just like touches himself. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, brother? He's like, brother? And then like he's like a tin man. Like, he's a straight up tin man. And so yeah, and then so like they're like legit, like he's stuck in there like completely. And yeah, and then they just goes off from his journey, and there's like a school. It almost reminds me of like My Hero Academia.
Right.
It's like you have this ability to do that, so you're almost like a superhuman natural person, that you're human, but you actually have the ability to do that, and so you help others. So like they teach you that you can't use alchemy for money, to make more money and stuff like that, to actually help other people. So you have these rules that you have to go by, and it's like a police force at the same time that have these abilities to fight crime, like or like to save crime,
Yeah.
But it's really good, man. It's like it's for sure about these two kids, and they just have this like crazy adventure. And yeah, so it's called Full Metal Alchemist. There's also another one called Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I actually personally haven't watched that one, but I heard that wasn't even that good. With Full Metal Alchemist, I'm a pretty good, decent like of episodes in, but I enjoy it. I highly recommend that one. If you haven't watched High Score Girl or Arusuko or just all these fucking animes are so good on there. Full Metal Alchemist is also like an older one. I think it released in 2003. That was the first episode, so it's a little further down, but like how I said, man, see, it took me how many years to actually try to watch it. It's fucking 2020 and was from 2003. So
jeez,
yeah, dude. So there's so much, but yeah. How about yourself, man? Is there an anime that you just like, hey, you know what? Fuck yeah. Watch this shit, bro.
I was actually, before I get into
Watch this shit, bro.
Before I get into actually funny thing, the voice of Edward, the older brother, is actually Broly from Dragon Ball Super.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, dude. Vic Mignogna, really good voice actor.
There it is.
Really good.
See, I didn't fucking know that.
You can't really tell because most of Broly just.
Yeah, and he goes,
he's just screaming half the time.
Like when he's like rubbing like a Goku's face on the fucking like mountain.
But anyways.
Sorry.
Yeah, I just thought it was another little funny fact.
Sweet.
But, oh man, so my recommendation.
Yeah.
Wow,
please.
jeez. Okay, so
I last watched anime on Earth. What would it be?
Wow, jeez. Okay, when you put it that way, it's a lot different. But I mean, I was gonna say like Castlevania because that's, again, great story, great everything, especially season 3 because we get some nice vampire titties, and I mean anybody can appreciate like a nice animated boob,
especially vampire ones.
Yeah, so I mean, great stuff. Well, okay, well, not necessarily my pick for last anime on Earth, but a recommendation because I mean, if you want last anime on Earth, I really have to spend like about a week thinking about that.
Fuck.
But it's actually it's another one of the first ones I watched on Netflix. It's actually called Sword Art Online.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I was just looking up. I'm trying to find the term for. I can't remember what it's called, but it's this genre of anime where, in a sense, you get transported and stuck into this like other world.
Mm-hmm.
So the premise of Sword Art Online is there was this beta testing for this game. And so it finally got released to the public, and it's all like virtual reality. So everybody has to like put these helmets on, and they lay in bed, and they have these remotes in their hands, and they get pulled into the game. And so it's almost kind of like World of Warcraft if you think about it.
Okay.
Like so everybody's got swords and shields and all this stuff. It's really interesting. And then as they're doing the opening ceremonies, they're like, okay, the creator shows up and he's giving a speech about welcome to the game, Sword Art Online. He goes, and now it's like my displeasure to tell you that you're all trapped here. And so he traps everybody that starts playing. And he's like, if you try to remove your helmet, it's gonna like microwave your brain and kill you instantly.
Wow.
And you're gonna play this game, and you're gonna try to work your way up to the top level, because it's set up like this huge tower, and each level gets harder and harder and harder. There's like a boss you have to defeat to advance, and if you get killed in the game, you get killed in real life.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's really cool, because then it's like, you gotta worry about like, well, here's the first level where it's kind of like where everybody just goes to hang out. You can stay there and live your life there, or you can like try to make your way up this tower.
Right.
And it's really cool because like I guess like in the show they spend about a year roughly in the game trapped in there.
A year?
Yeah. So real time, it's like everybody's like is stuck in there for like a year.
It's like it's like Matrix with like Inception.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Jesus.
And it's funny because like some people try to advance the game to get to the top to get out. Once someone wins, like everybody's freed. But it's crazy because like people spending that much time in the game, like they start developing like new lives for themselves. Like one of the guys, he just like sets up shop, and now he's like a bartender in the game.
Okay.
And the main character ends up hooking up with one of the other female characters, and like they start like a whole life on their own. Like they've earned so much money in game that they buy like a little house by a lake, and they start living there like it's real life. And they're like, what if we never get out of this? Like, what if we're stuck here forever?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, then I wouldn't care, because I mean it's like it's us two here. And then like other people, like they go and they become thieves, and they're like robbing players and killing players just for the fun of it, and without thinking like, oh, I'm killing them here, I'm killing them in real life too. So it's really cool. It's a really good show.
Sweet.
I would say maybe. See, so they kind of had like 2 seasons of Sword Art, and it was like the original series of them in the game, and then like the second season where like they have a similar game, and he has to go rescue one of the girls that got caught. She never came out of the game fully.
Oh damn!
So he has to go and rescue her. Shit. It's interesting. It's got like this whole other like, aspect and dynamic to it. And then they made another series called Gun Gale Online, and it's kind of like the same thing, but they're shooters.
Oh, okay.
It's like a shooting game, but they're not necessarily stuck in it. It's just like people are getting killed playing the game. So he's in there trying to solve why.
Word.
So I mean, some people like it. Some people are kind of like it's trash, but I mean it's good for what it is.
Awesome.
But yeah, you know what, dude? I think we're gonna call it a day there.
Wrap it up.
We got to try to wrap these up, because I don't want to force everybody at home to listen to another hour and a half of us just blabbering on. But yeah, thank you for joining us again, guys.
Thanks, man.
Again, same as usual. Like,
please.
Subscribe.
Hell yeah.
Share
the love.
Leave us a comment. What are your favorite animes on Netflix? What are your favorite animes in general? Like let us know, what do you guys are watching now, or what are you guys planning to watch?
Yeah.
Also shoot us some suggestions for the show. Like, what else you guys want us to talk about? We're always looking for new ideas. Next week we're going to try to do maybe something a little different.
Okay.
Maybe we'll just do like a strictly a news episode. We'll get some news and we'll just talk about that for about an hour or so.
News.
Or we'll see what's up. Again, shoot us some suggestions. Let us know. You can follow us on Instagram. I'm at the Pokétrooper, THEPOKE_TROOPER. Dr. Snake.
Los Sneakers, Los _Sneakers. It's shoe game, baby. If you love sneakers, if you love kicks, if you love feet, then holla at your boy. But yeah, my shoe collection, another buddy's shoe collection. It's all just for the love, baby. Whatever you're into, just show the love.
Yeah, so go ahead and follow us there on our pages. We might work on a Facebook page soon, just to kind of like consolidate that and maybe get all our episodes out to you guys there. But anyways, thanks for listening. I've been the Pokétrooper.
Dr. Snake.
Smell you later, nerds.